welcome to the Sapphire Spider Oracle channel. I hope you guys are returning listeners, but of course if you're a first-time listener, welcome. It is the year 2022, and this is the first batch of zodiac sign readings for this year. I've got my Gustav Klimt deck in here, and I've got the Spirit Animal Oracle cards. Got some nice shiny crystals. Feeling the pastels lately. And let's just get started. So we have a full moon in Cancer coming up here in just a couple of days. Hopefully I get to publish these before that time. And it's a brand new year. Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde, Uranus retrograde. Got some stuff going on as far as astrology. Let's see what the messages are for you at this time. What the energies are. Well, I always usually take the middle stack and put it on top. That little tiny stack fell on top of that one, so I do feel like this card here on top is the one for you, Leo. Let's see what your spirit animals have to say. Dragonfly spirit, number 22. Truth transcends illusion. It's the year 2022, so the 222 number code is a big deal right now. This crystal I've been saying in some of my other readings, the one that I really wanted when I went to buy this one was this huge orb that was marked for $222. I couldn't swing that, so I tapped this crystal to that one to bring that bigger energy with me. So, and that's part of what it's saying is like the truth, and what I've been saying about those crystals as well is that they come from the exact same mine, they're carved from the exact same stone. So even though I couldn't get the bigger one, as far as like purchasing it with money, I have the same energy though. Even if I didn't tap the two crystals together and put that intention there, it's the exact same energy. And that's part of what it's saying is like, it's saying like you don't even have to do anything. There's a message coming through. There's something you're trying to do. You don't even have to do anything. This energy is naturally inherent in you between two objects. It's talking very much about physics and particles and how if you change a particle over here, there's something in there that connects to a particle over here and it naturally changes this stone too. Those two things are together, and that's scientific theory, and I'm not going to say fact right this moment, but it's just saying truth. That's scientific truth about like particles and atoms and the way that the universe and energies work. It's not just talking about it in a spiritual way, but then you take that knowledge of physics and science and apply it to spiritual lessons. And part of it is saying like separation is an illusion. Those two crystals being different is an illusion. They're the exact same. There's something within there inherently in their energy that is connected and exactly the same. And that's very much coming through on this 22 message. So it's a powerful year, it said too, because definitely like you're just tapping into the energy of what this year's about to be about, Leo. And it's about truth transcending illusion, which in this case is things that you can't fully explain or see still being apparent and true, and still somehow connecting or corresponding or coming together through the universe. Dragonflies are very swift at changing direction too, and they have those extra wings and everything. It's ready to move with the year. It said, and get out of illusion. That's the thing, is and get out of the illusion. And part of the illusion is that you're smaller than that big energy that you think you are, that you're not connected to the universe. There's these truths that might be difficult to explain because you're not a physicist, you're not a spiritualist, you're not a whatever. You just know and feel and sense that they are true and that they happen and that it's all connected somehow. So Leo, that was a nice, beautiful message coming out there. It keeps coming back to this flower, and it's like, what about that flower? It kind of reminds me of a water lily. Something just said peony. Look, and you get like two different stacks of cards here. Hang on, are we going to take this stack? That's like a whole bunch of cards. So just take this one. Just take that one. It's talking about choice. You have choices, right? And it said you're going to choose the right path, because, or the right, you know, right, the truth, because that's on the right side. And here we have 3 cards. P.S. My phone keeps getting full storage, so I hope it doesn't get cut off in your reading. I just kind of cleaned it out a bit, but if something happens in the middle of this, I will splice it together. Here we go. Now you have a 20 card with these 2 X's here. Judgment. And that's what it was just giving me when it said you're going to choose the right path. I've already spoken about this card in Virgo's reading, which, Leo, you might be on the cusp, so this could tie into that. It's very much about ascension at this time. Transcending, ascending, going to the right, right? All these souls are going up to the right, up to the light, up to the higher path. This year is about ascension for you, and you want to ascend. There's some throat chakra clearing in here. And so this is part of that first lesson for you for this year is truth transcends illusion. Like, all will be revealed, all will be seen, even if it's not first understood, right? You will understand, is what it just said. It's time to ascend and transcend these illusions of this lower earthly plane. Think big. It just said think big, right? Like, you're not so small. Think big. And it might come to you in a way, like all these choices, this ascension, all this stuff can often come at kind of like this final moment where something like just has to happen, right? It's the final judgment, like the souls are being called. You are being called onto whatever your next higher path is for this year. And so it can feel very dramatic. It just said it can feel like a huge life decision, with this being a major arcana. You feel like this year is supposed to be big for you in positive ways, but like there's so many steps you have to take to make these big changes. That's why you got the dragonfly spirit, because it might feel a little overwhelming, right? This is a pretty steep hill or mountain to climb. It's got these lines of my tablecloth back here kind of resembling a mountain, right? Like, this is a steep mountain to climb, but there is wisdom and enlightenment at the top, and a whole new world. This is talking about new earth, new world, birthing a whole new world, right? The world that you truly feel and sense, kind of like in this overall way, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, the things you feel like you deserve in life, in the world. Moving up your path. Big decisions, big changes, big callings. Just said, Ooh, it just gave me a song. It gave me that song from the Cranberries, Zombie, and it was saying, what's in your head? And I'll tell you why. She's holding this cup, right? Queen of Cups is very psychic. And the way it just presented it to me was like the stand here and this crystal. The cup and the wisdom or knowledge that fills it. And then it compared it to her head. Almost like her little head's this round thing that could rest on this cup, right? It was saying what's in your head. There's a lot of very big ideas and very dramatic changes and shifts that want to take place that you've been thinking about. And especially if you are clairvoyant and psychically attuned to these other spiritual realms and experiences, you might have been sensing all this stuff for a while. Like, you know where life is calling you. That wisdom has been filling your cup, filling your head. And something just said nonsense, and that's where it's giving me an Alice in Wonderland reference, right? And that's where it's like, it's your Wonderland, it's your world. Ooh, and there was a huge gunshot that just went off in my neighborhood. I don't know if you could just hear those. That was 4 of them. There's a lot of wisdom and enlightenment and awakening that fills your head, fills your cup, fills you with that inner intuition and psychic wisdom. To some people, it's nonsense, and that's part of kind of what this tense energy is out of this Judgment card, is like, what's in your head? What's in your head is, it said, this landscape of souls. It said crying out for help, crying out for attention, like the whole world, right? Crying out for this awakening, this spiritual, moving on to the next phase. And that's where it's saying, like, okay, that's where it's saying, it's talking about your personal journey, Leo, but it's also talking about it on a global scale. And the reason why is because this year is a big year of judgment and leveling up and big callings and big awakenings for all kinds of people. So you're very much in tune with the energies of the globe, of the universe. It's a universal truth that's transcending illusion. You're, it said, totally in line where you need to be. You're in tune. You're in the right place. This is not nonsense filling your head. This is something that you and others are all sensing and feeling. This is a big global shift. So those that are like discrediting that inner journey that you're going through and the things that you sense and feel as a spiritual person, as a psychic, as a clairvoyant, it's not just all in your head, but it feels like a battle in your heart and your head because of some of the things that other people are saying. That's why you must learn to stand alone a bit and fill your own cup, be your own Alice in your own Wonderland type deal. It's not about you just being spaced out and disconnected. You're actually very in tune. Look at that synchronicity. You're very in tune, Leo. You're very in tune. Ten of Cups. Beautiful card. Beautiful energy. It kind of gave it to me like all those people that lay in that bath in the Chronicles of Riddick, that are like the psychics that talk to the that alien species that are somewhat kind of like those necromancers or whatever. That's what I mean. This is just confirming what I just said. It's also bringing me that like triple goddess symbolism with this Ten of Cups. It's like you're not the only one. It's like you have eyes everywhere, even though everyone else's eyes are closed. That's what I mean. It's like you have eyes everywhere. So when someone else's eyes are closed, another part of you can see. Like I said, it was talking about particles and how one particle over here is technically existing in here and how they can affect each other. That's the same thing with like clairvoyance and psychic energy. Is you're over here, but you're connected to all these people and all these eyes that exist in all these other places, and that's how, technically speaking, you're connected to the sight, the universe, and you can just see through. It's talking about like empathy as well, like you can see through the eyes of all these people in the world. But coming back to just that spiritual message, why can't you believe that you have access to knowledge and secrets and visions from other people, other energies, other parts and places in the universe? You are all connected as one. And when you can access that collective consciousness, it's like that's what flows into your cup and brings you the gift of sight. You're connected to that collective consciousness. And part of that message, part of that knowing makes you very happy. That's why you must ascend and follow your spiritual path, Leo. You cannot doubt yourself. This is a truth that cannot be explained. And the illusion is that none of that's real. It's all nonsense, right? You were very much connected to all of these people, to the world as a whole. And it's time to just follow that path and follow that calling. Especially if you're feeling like this is the year to start a spiritual business, like it just said, like, you got this. You're psychically in tune with everything. It's time to ascend and transcend. This Ten of Cups is a happiness card, like all your little wishes and heart's desires fulfilled, right? Getting to hang out with all the people that are like-minded and like-spirited and also fill your cup. Just joy and happiness, like, and like you fit in that group. Even her dress in here can somewhat fit in with this. And that's what I mean. It's like, yes, you belong to this group here, right? You belong to this group. You belong to this truth. You belong to this calling and this path. All that off of 3 cards, Leo. That's wonderful. What else we got? Notice how this card came out sideways. This is kind of like the thing that's like crossing your path. Crosses can be good, and they can also be the things that are like obstacles, right? So what is crossing your path? I get that. Okay. This 5 of Pentacles in this deck specifically talks about family, home, and like wealth and running into the people that represent those things. Notice how the card is going in that direction. However, a typical 5 of Pentacles is being locked out in the cold. And it's literally snowing today where I'm at. And so part of that message in some of my decks, a 5 of Pentacles can represent a little bit of stubbornness, like you're locked out in the cold, but you won't accept help. You are definitely on that part of the journey where you feel separate from spiritual places, spiritual protection, financial security, everything that makes you feel more loved and stable. And with it kind of crossing your path like this, it's also looking like an arrow heading in the direction of this energy. Oh, wow. Ooh, nice, Leo. Wow, I like that. Remember I was talking about this is like a mountain and how this is such a steep mountain to climb? Look at this magic right here. It said, why don't you tunnel through to this energy instead of climbing up this mountain? Why don't you tunnel through? Hang on, there is something else there. Part of it said, well, I'm not tunneling through because that costs money, right? You have to, it takes a lot of energy and time and manpower to actually make a tunnel through a mountain, right? So it's talking about wasting resources and time and money and energy. It's also talking about the fact that when you go this way, it's like, it was showing me the gold, and it's like mining for gold, right? You're trying to get off of this earthly plane. So there's something here about money and resources and materialism. That's the whole thing. It's like, well, if I just dig a tunnel under this mountain to get to here, I'm actually doing things in this lower realm way, this material way. It doesn't have to be, I don't know, it's not like about greed in that way. It's just, right, like you'd have to dig. And gold isn't everything. Everything that glitters is not gold. So it's not as much as the like experience and wisdom that comes with climbing the mountain, right? That's part of it too. It's like, yeah, this is a steep mountain to climb, but this is the real prize I want, right? And that's what I was saying about this crystal. It's like I couldn't have that one big crystal, so I got this one instead. Comparing this crystal to these pentacles that are just printed on paper, on a card. They're not physical objects you can hold. It just said it's not real. Truth transcends illusion, right? This higher realm is very real, spiritual real. A lot of people say it's nonsense, but what's really nonsense is all this crap down here on the earthly plane that isn't so real, right? It's not tangible, not in the same way as the truth that you feel about this overall journey. And the truth of this journey is you've got to climb the mountain to get, it just gave me a Sonic the Hedgehog reference. It said to get the Chaos Emerald. Right? But that's the thing is like, or like Spyro, it's giving it to me like a video game, or like Spyro, that's how you get the orbs, right? That's what it says, like, that's how you get the prize. You got to climb the mountain to get the prize. It's not that tunneling for some people don't work out. You might get to your happiness one way or another. Nice. It said, however, there's 2 prizes if you go up the mountain and down the other side, versus these intangible things that you don't get to keep or hold on to, and then you get here. This is essentially the prize you would receive if you tunneled through, but if you go up the mountain, you get this and you get this. It said, and you get the whole journey along the way. You get to see the view, you get to see the sights, you get to see the synchronicities, you get to see everything. So it's just stressing to you, Leo, that, you know, sometimes going up the mountain is hard work. Everyone knows that. But it's part of how you ascend on your life path. You're very in tune and in sync with these higher realms and all of these lessons and all of these things that we're expressing right here. But there's a lot of doubters and people that say that it's all nonsense. The truth is you're very in tune with the collective consciousness of everyone and everything that has ever been, that currently is, and never will be. Energy is not created or destroyed, right? It's just transferred. So literally time, space, all that stuff, it's almost like none of it's technically real. It's just how we define our universe and our reality. And if you can expand beyond those laws of reality and believe in all of that, it makes climbing that mountain easier. It makes the prize at the top so much sweeter and better. And it makes the journey back down the other side of the mountain lead to that like spirit family, blood or not blood related, that happiness, that joy, feeling like you're exactly where you belong. And if you tunnel through, you're bypassing a lot of this. And that's where you just said, money can't buy you everything, right? Money can't buy you everything. And that's what's represented here. But you are being possibly a little stubborn and trying to drill through. And I said, that's why everything's been so hard. You got to go up the mountain, which is still difficult, but you got to go up the mountain. I want one last card, Leo. It doesn't want like a ton of cards for you. It's just kind of getting to the point here. All right, money doesn't buy you everything. A rich heart and a rich life and a rich spirit take you a lot further than just money alone. That's 3 cards. All right, I'll take them. I'll set there, and I wanted this one here to kind of resolve some of this energy. The stars. What's this one already? Yes, the 2 cups. On the stars card, it just gave me the song from One Republic. The one that says like, we'll be counting stars. It said, no more counting dollars, we'll be counting stars. And then you're ascending and moving up, right? It's very much talking about your abundance and your prosperity, literally talking about money and resources. That's been a big focus for a lot of these tarot readings as well. It's about your mindset and your mentality and your manifestation abilities and putting yourself in that right energy. It's not about counting dollars. It's about counting stars. Again, just reiterating the message of, you know, everything on the material plane that you want or need actually comes from within. The universe is always leading and guiding and protecting you. Even when the path gets hard and steep and rough, it's there through that journey with you. And there's a lot of like hope and prosperity in that. But money does not buy everything. And when your energy is constantly focused on how much money you do or do not have, then it's like you're not always able to manifest the abundance that you really need in life. And that's where it's like people get trapped in the cycle of always chasing money or something, trying to tunnel through the mountain, chasing money, which doesn't buy happiness, right? And that's the whole point of this. And you know that. This is just like, again, reconfirming everything that was kind of stated here, assuring you that this is definitely the correct path, that, you know, trying to take shortcuts is not the way to go about it. This Two of Cups over here with this Ten of Cups is just reinforcing the message I said about finding kind of like your spirit family, feeling loved in general by people that are like-minded and recognize you. This is something you're definitely attracting and are working toward. And look, it's like at the bottom of this mountain over here, just on the other side of the top of the mountain. You have to ascend, you have to receive this prize, and then it's like you get 3 prizes on your way down. 2022, 222, that's what I'm saying. It's like ding ding ding. And that's what it just says. It said ding ding ding. When you go down, once you've taken this long journey, it goes ding ding ding. You get all the prizes, right? You get the spiritual wisdom and enlightenment. You get the spirit family. You get love in all kinds of ways as it's represented in a Two of Cups. I said the whole shebang. You get the whole shebang, right? Jackpot. Ding, 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 ding. That's what it's saying. Don't tunnel through. It said don't take a shortcut. Don't take a shortcut. You're not meant to take a shortcut. And you know you're not meant to take a shortcut. It just got frustrated. I was like, God, I know. Right? But it's like, oh. So then to kind of counteract this energy, because this is like that underlying kind of negative energy that's just like pulling at you, gnawing you. Like I said, it was suddenly like, well, why don't you tunnel through? You know better than to take shortcuts in life sometimes, because that doesn't necessarily give you all that the universe has to offer. It might give you what you want really quickly, but it didn't give you these other things, right? Only the journey gave you those things. And then what's this last card here to kind of uncross or cross this energy that's kind of an obstacle or a temptation or a misguided, right? What's this? Knave of Pentacles. Yeah. There's some kind of opportunity. It said that, just said that awaits you. That's why tunneling through isn't what you're supposed to do either. And talking about this psychic energy and kind of attracting these things to you. Yes, it was talking about the time that I used the law of attraction to attract more crystals to myself. And that's kind of what it's representing, because he's holding this big pentacle. Again, looks like this orb. It's like you don't need to tunnel through, because you know you can attract the things that you need in life to you. And it said it just appears out of the ground, right? It just appears out of the ground. It comes to you. It cuts off this energy or this need to quote unquote tunnel through or take shortcuts in life. It said you allow the universe to work for you. You allow the truth and the things that you want and desire to come to you. Oh, and it just said, like, meet me up at the top, like meet me halfway, meet me on the trail, meet me on the journey, right? It's, yeah, like the universe will rise. It's very much giving this energy to me, like rising. And we're talking about mountains, we're talking about volcanoes. It's like the energy will form and rise as it comes to you, as it comes up to you. So it will rise to meet you. There we go. It will rise to meet you. You ain't got to lay yourself down and dig through a tunnel and struggle to get what you want. The universe and the earth plane will rise to meet you when you are in sync, when you are naturally ascending on your journey, when the time is right, with everything that you need. And it will fill your cup, grant you that wisdom, grant you that joy and happiness and spirit family, grant you love in all forms. So there is no need to take a shortcut. The truth will reveal itself, and essentially you're moving up to New Earth, which is just a new level of consciousness, new choices, new realm, new gifts, new things in your life. Something just said, I knew it was real. I knew it was real. So there you go. You're about to find out, definitely, but you're on the journey and you're not meant to take a shortcut, so don't, Leo, don't. You're definitely not meant to. The universe and the earth will rise to meet you. And that's what I got for you. Let me know how it resonates. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys on the next batch of readings. Y'all have a good one. Thank you.